Jordan.
Hey, how's it going? Long-time Seattle resident here. Great weather here in the Pacific Northwest, fellas. Wish you guys can join me. Yep, yep. But to the Seattle Seahawks organization, I would like to congratulate you guys for signing with a 70-year-old um, old man and trade away the best thing that ever happened to your organization. It's okay to cry as a Seahawks fan. I'm saddened just like you, but maybe, just maybe, in the draft, we can look up on a quarterback or if Mr. Deshaun Watson, whatever the hell is going on with him, we can maybe throw some of that draft capital that we received and go after him. But my God, will Russell Wilson be missed?
Man, I didn't hate the trade though.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though.
It was
Here's
a
how I
bad
look
one.
at it though. I look at it. I said I feel like it was the best thing for both sides. Like obviously
You got a
Russ like
haul.
got a home, and for Russ, if I'm Russ, I'm like, man, it's time to move on. Like after the years of him getting beat the hell up on that offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
still made no moves, nothing to help him out. I mean, you got DK. I mean, but still never did anything to help out that offensive line. But this team has just been a declining organization since that Super Bowl loss to the Pats. I
Yeah.
feel like they are just cursed from that Super Bowl. Just been declining ever since. We'll still win games, but it's just like it's just I don't know.
It's not the same as it used to be, is what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
definitely not the same. No.
Well, it's honestly, I blame the front office for the recent kind of issues because so you traded away your pretty much all your draft capital for Jamal Adams, which is like okay, you went and got an all pro safety, cool, but then in the draft, you need offensive line and defense, and in the third round you take a wide receiver, and you have DK Tyler Lockett. What's the other guy's name? Swain. Is that
Swanee,
his name? Yeah, something like that.
I think.
Anyways, you go take the Eskridge guy, and it's like, why? What are you doing? Like, why are you? I don't understand. I just don't understand what they're doing. And then they finally decided they're going to trade Russ, which was good because they needed a reboot and they needed a kind of just fresh start in Seattle. And I didn't mind it. They got a ton of picks. They got some solid players. I mean, Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, those two guys are good players. Um, and you got a bunch of draft capital that if you do the right moves, you make the right moves. I wouldn't say trade for Deshaun Watson because I don't think you get anywhere with that. I think you're kind of right back in the same spot. But I mean, if you take a guy like I wouldn't even say take a quarterback in the first round. I mean, if you take a guy like Malik Willis at number 9 or something, it's not a terrible move. I mean, you get a fresh start, you get a reboot, and you needed it. I mean,
Yeah.
the defense and the offensive line were just not good enough to compete. They're still not right now, but
But that was my whole thing. I was like, when I saw that trade, I was like, dang. Of course they hit hard, but then when they released Bobby Wagner too, I was like, oh shit.
yeah, I was a little confused with that one. I would have traded Jamal. I'd trade Jamal right now.
But that cat, I mean, he was taking a lot of. I mean, I was expecting it because like he was making a shit ton of money and
He
um
needs to. Dude's a
yeah,
freak.
for sure. I mean, it's crazy with all these moves they just made. They're I think at like the third most cap in the NFL, like at 51 million right now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
I mean,
crazy.
they got money to spend, which is good. I mean, they
It's
need to
crazy.
spend
It's
money.
like they got all that money to spend, but like I don't know where you're going to find that quarterback to replace that Hall of Famer. I mean, the only person I can literally think of. I mean, I keep saying his name, Deshaun, but it's really no other quarterback I can think of. Maybe Kirk Cousins. I don't
Well,
know.
I think you take a chance, and you do. And a good thing right now is you got Drew Lock in the trade, which he can hold you over until you find that guy. Because like more guys are going to come available in the future, of course. Like they're not everyone's going to be locked down, and plus, like this quarterback draft class, it doesn't look great,
Nah.
but like a lot of these guys played at small schools. So like Malik Willis played at Liberty, but like I don't know if you saw him at the combine. That guy looked ridiculous. I mean, he's fast. His
Yes.
arm is freaking. His arm talent is crazy. I mean, that dude was dropping dimes at the combine. And
And
if
I
you take a
really,
chance on a guy like that at 9 and he pans out, and it's
yeah,
like, all right, we have a young guy, cheap contract. We still have all these picks. We still got Noah Fant and Shelby Harris. It's like,
yeah.
boom, you win the trade. And,
And
you
like I
know,
said, I wouldn't have any. And that was another thing I said. They can go after Deshaun or go after Willis at 9, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to probably trade up because depending on with Carolina, they
yeah,
need a quarterback too.
yeah, they
It's gonna
might
be some.
trade. They might have to trade up, which I wouldn't even trade up. They really might trade down, low key. If the guy they want's not there, they could trade down, get more picks.
Yeah,
They could do that.
Yeah, all they have to
But
really do is just outlast the division until they all get old and run out of money. I mean,
yeah.
getting a bunch of picks, getting some young guys, like that's perfect for what they're in right now. Like, why spend all this money on
mm-hmm,
Russell Wilson that's getting a little older, Bobby Wagner that's getting a little older? I mean, you might as well just they have a younger core there that they can build around a little bit, and then
mm-hmm,
just draft a little bit smarter. And you know, whenever the Rams have no more money and everybody's 37, whenever the 49ers run out of money and they're a little older, I
Yep.
mean, that's when your guys are going to be come up to their prime, and you'll be in a very good spot in a very good division.
Which you can
yeah.
honestly say next up on the list out of that division is probably gonna be the Rams. Gonna have the hardest downfall.
Well, I don't know. The Niners got a lot of guys on rookie deals right now. They had a lot of guys on rookies. I mean, well, they got Debo, Brandon Ayuk,
Yeah.
um, their running back, Trey Lance. They had a lot of guys. They had a lot of young guys. But the
Yeah.
Rams probably, yeah, the Rams probably downhill next.
Yeah, cause it was
Yeah,
like when
that's for sure.
Aaron Donald was like trying to consummate retirement. I'm like, oh shit.
He gonna come back. Don't let him
He gonna
fool you
come
like
back.
that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gonna come back. But I mean, yeah. Like I said, I guess like I say, it's best to do it now. Better now than being way too late to do it. Because
I
I
also
don't.
do. I'm gonna agree with you. One thing. I think they need to move on Pete Carroll.
Yeah, man. Like his philosophy, his philosophy, running the football and playing old smash mouth football. That shit is not the move anymore.
It,
you
it
gotta
doesn't
become
work.
a you gotta become a high power offense, aka Sean McVay's Rams offense. So his
I mean, you don't
philosophy
even
of
need a Russ offense. You gotta put more. When you got a guy like Russ who's just like, I mean, he's probably one of the best deep ball throwers in football,
yeah,
and you just didn't really use it like you should, and you didn't use Russ's legs like you should. And don't get me wrong, you had good running backs, but just I mean, it also doesn't help that the offensive line's just not good. It just wasn't, and I think that should be the first thing they need to probably go out like build on is the O line. But because I mean that's my philosophy with everybody. I think building O line, D line is probably going to lead you to more wins than just grabbing weapons.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they
yeah.
had good running backs, but Pete Carroll also just kept beating them up and keeping them
Yeah,
hurt all the time.
Yeah, running the ball like literally every play, and like your running back his neck is currently about to break. Peak. He throw the ball this play, bro.
Yeah, can you
yeah.
stop?
Stop running
Um,
the ball. But yeah,
so
I want to. I'm sick of talking about the Hawks. I want to talk about my boy
I was about
Russ
to
now and
say,
the
let's move over
Broncos.
to
Yeah,
what do you guys
Yeah,
think
that's maybe the Bronx.
this situation sets up for with Russell Wilson? Because the Broncos are going to be out of their first 2 round picks for the next 2 years, and then they
yeah,
lost Noah Fant and Shelby Harris, but they still have a very good roster to build off of. So, and a
correct,
little bit of money, even though they're taking on Russell Wilson's contract.
correct.
How do you think they play out together?
I feel like it's going to be a match. It's going to be a very good setup and place for him to be because, like I said, every time you watch a Broncos game, literally the only problem I can look at and see is like, oh shit, they don't have a quarterback, and they put their defense in bad situations. Seems like every play, sometimes, and hell, the Broncos defense has one of the best defenses this year. If you look them up, I mean, it was a top 10
Hmm.
defense this year. Um,
Good run game.
yep, good run game, excellent
Hmm.
receiving core. Tim
Hmm.
Patrick, Jerry Judy, and Cortland Sutton. So, and then offensive line. I mean, he's going from a probably the worst offensive line, or in the NFL. To maybe I know the Broncos, they're probably a top 15 offensive line, top 10, top 15 offensive line. So, um, and now they got a little bit of cap money too, free money they can spend on maybe another lineman or go after.
No, they bring back Vaughn.
I will honestly, if it was me, if I was picking over Vaughn or Chandler Jones, I'm going with Chandler Jones to be honest. But I can see what you mean. I mean, I wouldn't be mad with either or though, Vaughn or Chandler Jones. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the whole. I think it's a perfect match. I think it's a good place for Russ. I mean, the Broncos didn't get the guy they wanted. They wanted Rodgers,
yep.
but Russ isn't that far behind, in my opinion, because
I'd rather have a 33-year-old guy than a
yeah,
39 guy any day of the
yeah,
week.
yeah. And plus, you also got to look like I think these receivers are going to match perfectly with Russ. I don't know. I don't think you guys know. I mean, do you know how big these receivers they have are? I mean, Tim Patrick's 6'4",
Yep.
Cortland Sutton's 6'4", and then you got Jerry Judy, who's a freak. I
Six,
mean, these
yeah.
guys are these guys are huge. I didn't realize Tim Patrick was so big. I thought he was like 5'11", but he's 6'4". Dude, he's massive.
Yep.
Like these guys are huge.
And you
And
got the
then like
tight end too, pretty decent, and probably
yeah,
they make a look at a tight end in the draft too. But
yeah. And then you got a little money. Go get some defensive guys just to solidify it. You got Pat Surtain in the back end, doing his thing. That guy was pretty good his rookie year. I mean, he was good all year last year. And then my favorite player in that whole team is Javonte Williams. That kid's a beast. That
yep,
kid,
Yeah, he is.
that he will be a premier running back very soon if they would get rid of old Melvin Gordon and just tell him to walk. But
yeah,
I really like Javonte. I like the move. I mean, the Broncos needed it, and they finally pulled the trigger and did it. And I think it works out great for both sides. But I think the Broncos are definitely going to see. I mean, they are in a tough division, but they're going to see success very quickly, and they're going to win a lot of games this year, in my opinion.
yep,
And I really it's going to be difficult for teams to really match up well against them because they're going to be able to hit it from all sides of the field.
yep. That's right.
Yeah, I think Russ fits in with what I'm not really sure what their scheme fit is for a quarterback because they've been so bad at getting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
know in that
Nathaniel
high,
Hackett, I know it's Nathaniel Hackett, their head coach. That man's all about passing. I mean, he came from. No, he was the offensive coordinator for the Packers last year, but that's his
Mhm.
main motto, though, is pass, pass, pass. So
well, I mean, it's going to work for us, especially in that high altitude where the ball is going to fly. You got tall receivers in the end zone that can get up there and get them. I don't see where this is a bad fit at all. Like you guys are saying, every spot that you look at is either young and good or just a really good player overall. So
yeah.
I like it.
And then you have some people question like, damn, why the hell did he decide to go to that division? With Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert, upcoming superstars. Well, Herbert, upcoming superstar for sure. We
Sure,
already
he
know.
is a superstar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we might as well call him a superstar. Yeah, might as well.
That
But
dude's
it
a
was like,
freak.
why would I go to this division? It's like, man, much they don't like to really hype Russ' name up. It's like, okay, if I go to this division and I fuck up everyone in this division, they're gonna probably think about him differently now. Because everyone really don't, you say Russell Wilson's name, people are like, yeah, he's good. I mean, I think he's an amazing quarterback, in my opinion, top 5, my boy. So, hey,
Yeah, I don't know how far I'd go with that one, but I mean, we're definitely going to see because we haven't seen like we have. I don't think we've seen like good like prime Russ in his element in a while, just because the Seahawks have been so dysfunctional the past few years.
Yeah.
But with coming into the Denver, where honestly, I mean, like you don't. I mean, you don't hear much out of Denver. You know what I'm saying? Like you all you've heard for the past couple of years is, oh, they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. Now they got Russ, who's a guy who is a mature guy. He knows what he's doing. He can lead these young guys because I mean, all their receivers are fairly young. The O line's fairly young. They got a bunch of young guys on defense, so they're a young team. I like their head coach now, Nathaniel Hackett. I think he's going to be perfectly fine there. I think he's going to fit in well. They finally got rid of that defensive-minded Vic Fangio. Um, and
mm,
I think it's going to work out great for him. Honestly, I think it's going to be a good year for Denver, and Russ is going to earn some respect when he wears out Derek Carr a couple times next year, and he's probably going to split with Pat, and I think he's going to split with Herbo.
Okay,
Yeah.
split game.
You got that right. That's probably gonna be one of the more interesting divisions to be in, though. I mean,
It's crazy how that division went to the best division in football in probably like less than a day.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
the West, man, the West is crazy. NFC and AFC, both of them are stupid strong.
yeah. That's gonna be a really tough division to come out of. They're gonna beat up on each other so bad that whenever they get to the playoffs, they're not gonna see many teams that are intimidating anymore. You know,
yeah, somebody's gonna fucking die there. Yeah, man. But yeah, I guess this will go ahead and wrap up. The part 2. Anything else you guys got on this here? I think it was
it's gonna be interesting what the Broncos add around Russ, and then what the Seahawks do with that 9th pick if Willis is gone. I think that's gonna be what comes out of this trade.
I think the Seahawks, whoever's in that front office, they have all the cavalry now to go and build a squad, and if they don't do it with what they got for Russ, because I mean, in my opinion, they got a ton. I mean, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 3 players end up 5th. I think. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that was nuts. But I think this works out great for both sides. They both needed it, and I think it was a good trade. I don't hate it at all.
No, me either. But yeah, looks like they'll wrap it up. Like we see too, this division is definitely gonna get interesting too, with Khalil Mack now being a Charger with Joey Bosa.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's like, damn, he went away from Aaron Donald and others just to go to that. That'd be definitely something to keep your.
Yeah, Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. That's gonna be wild.
Yeah, that is quite scary.
Scary. I mean, God, I feel bad for them boys, them quarterbacks, man. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough.
So, hell yeah, bro. But yeah, then we're going to wrap it up on this episode here. We're going to get back at you here on that part 3 with the best quarterback in the National Football League coming up here in a second.
Are we doing that? Is that serious?
Yeah, you're going to hear quite shortly who's the best quarterback in the National Football League here.
Oh, God. Here we go.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Stay tuned.